All right. Would you mind explaining a little about your shop and the event that you're hosting right now?
Sure. I'm Patricia Hooper. My husband Thomas and I own and operate ASL Pewter here in St. Genevieve. We're on 3rd Street in case you don't know where we are. This weekend is our annual, 15th annual actually, Early American Life Traditional Artisans Showcase and Sale. The guest artists that we have here have all been selected by Early American Life magazine for their directory of traditional crafts, which they come out with every year. They have a jury of museum curators that look at people's work and determine if it is indeed museum quality reproduction or interpretation of early American craft. And so all of our guest artists are from the Midwest and have been selected by the magazine for the directory. And they're here Saturday and Sunday this weekend to show their stuff and explain what they do and sell their products.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you for your time.
We centered it, now I'm going to lubricate it with some soap. And now using the centered a little bit.
And Tom will tell you all about the physics, and I will tell you the
So I'm using the pins on the lathe as fulcrum for leverage to be able to put pressure on the metal to move it. We change the fulcrum point to get better leverage. I'm slowly going to walk this metal all the way up this form. This is an 8-inch diameter sheet of metal that weighs right at a pound when we start. You notice we're just restructuring it. We have not removed any material. So we're going to finish necking it down here and get this good barrel shape to it. So now we need to trim the edge to make sure it's perfectly round. So all that manipulation we did, we got a little out of round. So I'll using the chisel. Remove that, and with a specially made and designed tool, a stick with a groove in it, we're going to grab the lip of the metal, pull it back on itself to create a rolled edge. Rolled edge adds strength and durability to the edge of the piece. Now we're pretty much done, so I'm going to loosen the tailstock. And loosen the bead. Turn the lathe off. And through the magic of television, we're going to remove these pieces that were inside, and we have a barrel-shaped mug. Ready to add the handle to, and it holds the pint. It's a little warm here where I had the friction on it. You can handle it from the bottom. The finished pieces on the barrel mugs are $70. We weld the handle on it, polish it. But it takes, to create the form and do that, it takes almost a month of work.
Oh, yeah.
And that form assembles and disassembles.
Right, it comes apart so that we can
Get it out.
put it out.
That was gonna be, that's what I was wanting to watch was the,
So, and the wooden ones, we create the wooden sections. When you're making one of these, what you do is you actually make a sample piece. Then you leave this on the lathe and you turn it down to make this. Then you make another one that's made exactly opposite to make this piece, and then you try to cut it and fit the pieces back in. And you usually can, if you may have to make it in 3 pieces like that to fit together, but sometimes it takes you 10 tries to make the 3 of them fit together right. So yeah, then you join his brother here and maybe they go out and have a pipe with each other.
yeah. Okay.
That's a heavy cup.
I just assumed it was all.
Because it's pre-measured. So you put ice to here, gin to there, tonic to there, you're done.
Ice to here,
Ice to here,
ice to there.
gin to here, tonic to the top.
How about ice to here and gin to here?
You can do that.
Oh, now we're talking.
Okay. Depends on the day. Sometimes it's forget the ice, forget the Rita mix, just fill it with tequila. You know?
Go for it. Well, that's, thank you very much.
My name's Kathy Grafton, and I'm from Pontiac, Illinois. And I do fine fancy work embroidery with silk ribbon and silk thread. So these are some of my pieces here. I kind of specialize in sheep and bees, some of the pieces. And this is a traditional folk art that was done in the 1700s, and one of the traditional craftsmen that they've invited here this weekend to talk with people, sell stuff, and eat good food. So happy to be here.
All right, thank you for your time.
Sure. We could get one of the close-ups of the little bees. They're pretty cute.
Oh yeah. Oh, you even have a trail. That's neat.
Yeah, I meet a lot of beekeepers. Although today a lady bought one of the sheep, and she said she has a whole room that's decorated with sheep. So.
My name's Eric Havener, and I'm from Southern Indiana, and I own Lincoln Trail Woodcrafts, and we make shaker oval boxes and shaker furniture, shaker inspired products. Been doing that for about the past 8 years, and we're part of the Early American Life Craftsman list or directory, so we got invited to the show, and once again, happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm from Ohio, as you can see. Originally from Illinois, but now from Ohio. And there's just so much history right to the center of this country.
Just if you wouldn't mind explaining me what you do and a little bit about your craft.
Well, we are early American tinsmiths, recreating some of the small items that you would have in an early American kitchen once tin was brought here in the holds of ships. And the tinners would make candle stands, sconces, things that you would need around the house, and even some cookie cutters. And so we have created a full line of reproduction designs as well as designs that are more current and appeal to more interest, because I don't think they had tractors and airplanes back when cookie cutter. Mostly the cookie cutters that came from early American times were of animals and flowers, as you can imagine, and other things in the home, so they were just home items. But I can't seem to stand still with just tin, because I love the fact that tin cookie cutters were often used in quilting, and I love quilts. And so instead of making the quilts, I turned to using my metal to create tin squares. And I've gone to the next step then and created reclaimed wool tin wall hangings. So I've just kind of combined my love of tin and quilts to create quilts with a new medium. And then to make tin much more, I guess, acceptable or exciting in today's home, because most of us don't use tin items in our home, it's fun to decorate with at Christmas because it gives you so much bling. And so I've taken the tin and turned it into stars for the top of the tree, or shooting stars ornaments for the side of the tree. And of course the icicles that have been around now for more than 100 years, twisted and glistening on the tree, especially when you have electric lights. And then I've been able to use my tin to recreate some of the European traditions of candles on the tree. I do it in a very small size, so it's great fun for a kitchen tree. Again, I'm really appealing to the person that likes those memories, but doesn't necessarily intend to use them except for the cookie cutters in their home, except to decorate and just enjoy the warmth that it brings. So that's what it's all about. I've been at Early American Life magazine as a traditional craftsman now for about 16 years, and I just love this work, and I love the communities that we go into, because it's historically appropriate, and the other artisans that we meet, like the Hoopers, because we all have this love of history.
All right, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Do you also make the lampshade? Or?
Yes, that's all called a penny rug. In early American homes, the women wanted to decorate their homes, and so they would use every last bit of scrap material. And they would use coins. The penny rug got its name from coins that were often used as the models or the patterns for the circles that they would cut out of their leftover cloth. And they would sew them on in different ways onto other pieces of material for the tops of their cabinets or for the top of their table, to decorate, to warm it, to protect it. And just is another example of women's art that was meant for the homestead, but it truly was art for the home that we still appreciate today. So there you go. That's a penny rug. Penny rug, penny rug, penny rug. These are all penny rug ideas, just different images of it, or different renovations of it, just.
And had a place to sit. I get to do that. I wanted to get that.
But I counted everybody before I came back down.
Would you mind tell me a little bit about yourself and your craft here?
Okay. Well, my name is David Hovde, and my wife and I are from Indiana, and we've been doing this kind of thing since 1995, and I do French colonial pottery, mostly the common man's stuff rather than the fine material, and my wife does sewn and knit goods. So this is our first year here, and we were invited to attend. That's why we're here.
Right, and so this pottery here and all the
yeah, I get my ideas for the pottery from museum collections and archaeological sites and shipwrecks and so on like this, and most of it is reproductions of pottery that would have been made in either Western France or Southern France, but there is some other material from like Northern Italy and elsewhere occasionally, and then also some material that would have been smuggled into New France from New England. But they would have had an archaeological context, and that's why I make them. And mostly my audience are reenactors that do 18th century But it's again, it's mostly common, stuff that the common person would have had. Some of it would have been also made in Canada, but the vast majority of it is French.